Welcome to Leveraging Tech in Real Estate. I'm Derrick Sanderson, and I'm going to show you today how it is in KVCore we start to automate our businesses through smart campaigns. Think of smart campaigns as the easy button, just like in those wonderful Staples commercials, for your business. It's essentially a set it and forget it. So without further ado, let's jump in. Okay, so you can see here we are logged in to KVCore. Now this is my personal, so here you can see where folks have been interacting with property alerts, which is not a smart campaign, but it is something that you should utilize, and we'll cover in another video. But for the sake of today's video, over here on the left hand side, so if this is minimized, there's a hamburger menu button right here that expands and collapses the different options here on the left hand side. So we are going to come down to marketing and click on all marketing. Now KVCore is a very, very robust program, and so these are all different things available to you. Now if it says core, this is an add-on that does cost money. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to kind of walk you through that. But for the sake of today, we are going to look at smart campaigns. So I'm going to go into manage campaigns. Now this quite possibly will look very different than yours, especially if you have not done any smart campaigns. So you can see here, I've got quite a few smart campaigns that I have ready and going. Here you can see the name of the campaign description, when does it start, who's this geared towards, what are the different channels or avenues in which the smart campaign is going to send out and interact with those that are in my database, how many touches are involved in that campaign, does it always run, what's the status, and the scope. So here, let's break this down just a little bit. There you can lock these so that they don't get deleted or accidentally changed. These we will name ourselves, the campaign name and description. The starts when you can build in triggers. So let's say, for instance, you are running a Facebook ad and you have it so that when they click on the Facebook ad, it actually brings them to a landing or squeeze page that you create in KVCore. Or you can use API Nation connected to your Facebook Meta Ads business account. So as soon as somebody clicks on it, their information comes into KVCore, and the trigger would be Facebook, and it will automatically start to run that smart campaign. Now, we will dive into some of that in the next video. This is mostly an overview of campaigns, so you kind of get an idea of what is possible. Then the designed for, you can classify all of your smart campaigns based on the audience in which it's designed for. The channels, everything from change status to texting to emails to a task to a call. There are a lot of different channels in which that happens. And the touches, now this is the amount of times that something is actually going out to touch that individual. Think of it as the number of steps in the smart campaign. Always running. So always running is if it's always running in the background. And the status, if it's blue, that means it is an active smart campaign that you have running. Now you can turn those off. It'll pop up a warning that says, are you sure? You can turn them off if you need to. So let's jump in and just take a look at a couple of these. So I actually have this home buyer education, achieve your dream. So I'm going to click on this here in just a second, but here you can see the description. It's a series of emails explaining to a brand new home buyer the process and important terms. Got a spelling error there. That's okay. That's just for me. That part does not go out to the client. Now, there is no smart trigger for this. So essentially what that means is that trigger, again, imagine they come in through Facebook and you tell it, hey, if they have this status or this thing happens, this automatically starts. I don't have that for this. This is something that I send out after I've had a conversation with a prospective buyer. But we're going to click into this and take a look at what it looks like. Now, when you go to create your campaign, you actually start with this right here. You will start to add these things in. Now, if you need to change this, it's okay. You just go and click edit. You're not locked in. Again, we have, is the campaign active? You can clone the campaign or copy it. You can remove it or you can share it. So I will show you in a separate video how it is that you share a campaign, or if somebody has shared a campaign with you, then you can add that into your KVCore. So here we have this smart plan, smart campaign. Essentially what happens is as soon as they're put on it, an email goes out, home buyer education step 1 email. 30 minutes later, it's going to send them a text. Then 3 days after I started the campaign, it starts. 6 days after I started the campaign. Now, it's important to remember when you're creating campaigns, it's the days and time is not based off of the previous step. It's based off of the date and time that you initiated the smart campaign. That's very important to remember. So you can see over 29 days, they are going to receive multiple emails and touches from me. So let's jump in and take a look and see what these might look like. So I'm going to come over here to edit. And here you can see the template that goes out. So you create the subject line for the email. So this is an email. And again, this isn't something I just randomly send out. I send this to people that are expecting it. And you have the ability to create it so that it automatically pulls in their first name as well as other information. So we've got this great banner here that goes through kind of the intro. Now, it's really important, especially the signature. I have your Realtor. Now, you're going to have to change it to your name if you would like. I can share this one with you. But at the end of the day, again, this is cementing in the buyer's mind that you are their agent and that you are their expert. If you wanted to edit this, you would just go into Edit Advanced Template, and we'll go over that a little bit later. The name here is the name of the step, not the title of the email or the subject. It's the name of the step in the campaign. Then you get to say who is this from and who is it to. So I'm going to click Save Changes, and I'm going to come down to this next one, which is a text. I'm going to click Edit. So essentially what happens is 30 minutes after that email goes out, an automated text is going to go out. Hey, Bob, or whatever their name is. I just want to make sure that you got the email I just sent over introducing the home buying process. This is my business text line that I might reach out to you from time to time. So KVCore gives you a phone number that will send text. You can also receive texts and calls from your clients, and it goes through KVCore. So that is why I add, hey, by the way, this is my business text line. I might reach out to you. I will then might encourage them to save it in their phone. So again, we have the name of the step, and here is, it's not running immediately. I have it 30 minutes after I've started the campaign. So from here, you can see that there are multiple steps. Now, how in the world do you build these out? I'm so glad you asked. I'm going to go back and we're going to now create a campaign. Now, when you're wanting to create a campaign, it's really important to have the end in mind. Who is it that you're wanting to target? What is it that you want to fulfill by doing this campaign? and then begin to build from there. Now, what's great is KVCore has a bunch of campaigns already created. So let's say you're not sure where you want to start. You can come in here and take a look at the 28-ish campaigns that they already have created. And you can go in, add them to your library, and just edit them. Fine tune them so that they sound like you, so they don't sound super salesy or whatever it is. Again, you want to have the end in mind. Who am I targeting and what is the outcome that I want of this campaign? We do not want to spam people. That is not the goal. We always want to be coming from value. So some of these that are built in are for lead follow-up. You've never had a conversation with them, all the way down to you've already have a relationship with this person. This is now a nurturing type of campaign. So again, I can't stress enough how important it is to have the end in mind and who is it that you're targeting. So we will jump in and take a look at a couple of these, and then I'll show you how to actually create one from scratch. So let's come in and take a look. Okay, let's look at this one right here. Default prospect renter. So this would be somebody, they're a renter in your sphere, or let's say you're targeting people who are renting to eventually become home buyers. And so you're wanting to start that process now. Now that home buyer education would be like a second campaign you would want to start somebody on. But let's take a look at this one. So I'm going to click on this right here, and it's going to open up and show me that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps over 100 days. So this is the type of campaign that you would probably partner with another one. But let's take a look. What's the initial text? Hi, first name. Forgot to ask. I want to ask, the other day, after you visit our real estate website, are you actively shopping for a specific type of property or looking for something in particular? So this would be set up if it's a renter and they've come to the website. But again, we can edit this. So how in the world do we edit this? Because there's no edit button. So glad you asked. I'm going to come back down and find, okay, default prospect renter. So again, this is a prospect. We're going to come over here and click add to my library. So it says campaign successfully added. So I'm going to go back to my campaigns, and I'm going to find where that's at. Default prospect renter. Perfect. I'm going to click on this, and it's going to take me in. Oh, and this actually has more than it was originally showing. So here we've got immediately it's going to send an email and a text. Let's see what they are. So this, you can see, is a plain text email. It's not super fancy, doesn't look crazy. That's okay. If you wanted to create a more elaborate email, you can. You just come in here to new advanced template, and it's going to open up for you the ability to essentially drag and drop whatever it is you want into your email. Okay? So super, super simple. So you can then go in and edit this, but we're not going to do that for this. We're just going to do plain text. So this first email that goes out is, the subject is the rent is too high. Hey, first name, I've been helping many of my clients go from renting to owning, often at a lower monthly cost. Let's talk and see if I can help you do the same. Could I give you a call tomorrow? Awesome. So that's going to send out your first and last name, eXp Realty, your cell phone, and email. Now you should have already inputted all that information into your profile, and it will automatically pull from there. Now what's the text that's going to go out? Hey, I've been helping a number of first-time home buyers move from renting to owning lately. Would you like to talk about starting the process for yourself? First name and office. So you can see then in that first email we said, can I call you tomorrow? Now this is going to automatically schedule you a call the next day. So what does that look like? You're going to have a task right here, task reminder, call to follow up on email, text. And it will tell you their name and all of that. Now, You can have it where KVCore will call them and then call you automatically, which can be pretty great if you have the time blocked. If you don't, please do not click the call me button here. That is not going to help you at all. Okay. And so on and so forth. So then you have an email, a call, text. So these are all going to be follow-ups. So this one is actually different than the first one we looked at. This is a 10-day blitz. Something is happening every, immediately, day after, 3 days after, 5 days after, 7 days after. So you can see that it's a pretty good mix. You can edit those how you want. Then you need to make sure that you, after you've gotten it honed in, you click campaign active. This is going to make sure that it is active, okay? But we're not going to do that because there is a trigger here. Start when it's a prospect. So see, you can see here that the advanced triggers. So this would be something that would be fully automated. You make them a prospect and it's automatically going to send them. I wouldn't advise doing that, especially in the beginning. I would go through and make sure they're all manually, and I do not want to start a trigger. Click through, finish. So now you can see no trigger defined. So now it's on, which is great. So how in the world do I send this to somebody? How do I put them on this campaign? So you can, if it's just a single person, you can come up here and type in their name. This is the first one because I accidentally clicked out. And you can see it created a task for me already that I need to check in with this person with a due date. And it's working through that process, okay? So because there's no phone number there, it's not going to send the text, but it is going to send the email in just a few moments. So you can also add different things to this smart campaign. So if there's something specific you wanted to add or there was something missing, you can do that. So let's go back and go to templates. So this is where you would create your own templates, your own things that you would want to send out. So they are broken up into email, text message, call, text, webhook. You can come over here and do that here. So let's say we want to create an email template. The name is for a new buyer house. You've been doing open houses. The subject, again, it's email. Great to meet. Did you see this other? And then I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to finish it because did you see the other home? Typically, again, if you're doing open houses and you're asking them, hey, did you see the house on 123 Main Street? It's very similar to this house. This is repetitive. So again, we're wanting to cement in their mind. So this first email might be something along these lines. It's great to meet you at the house. I just did you touch this and ask for any you have for the also want to check in and if you saw that name that is similar to the one at. Forward to connecting. And then we come over here, agent first name, agent last name, agent cell phone number. There we go. And then we're going to click add template. So now this is going to live in my templates. So it's all alphabetical. Let's do this because open houses in the name, and have follow-up with perspectives house. Okay, click next. We're gonna make sure no triggers, it's for buyers, buyer open house. Perfect, finish. Now it's going to take us to a, now it's created, so I'm going to search open house, email follow-up, immediate, from the agent to the contact, and I want it to start 5 minutes after I put them on it. Okay, and I click Save Changes. Oh, there we go. Save Changes. So here it is right here. Okay, now I want to add, because if I got their phone number and I added that, hey, it was you at the open today. Once did you happen to see that other home at his market that's similar? And agent last name. And then we need to include the brokerage. Oh, here we go. Office. Company. And do company logo. And then it'll add the EXP. So this is text to from me to them, and I want this to happen. Intro. Open with lead last name, about meeting house. Follow up with follow up. And then merge tags their first name. Ooh. That's interesting. It was great. You at the house. You favor in good or positive or negative about the homes and share it with seller. So I don't like my text super close to each other, so over here you can actually change how far they're spaced out. Also just to touch use some others hit market might you. Okay, and then so you can also change the row. So if I drop let's say this one, it gives me two different kind of columns. So again, there's a lot of different ways, and you can add things then to the different columns, which is really great. But what I want to do is I'm just going to add a row, and I'm going to add an image, and I'm going to add my signature line. That I created, that's just a JPEG file or a PNG file. So it is thinking. I'm going to click insert, and there it is. And I'm going to make sure that it says full width mobile. So then what you can do is you can click preview to see, oh, this is what it's going to look like if somebody's reading the email on their desktop or on their mobile phone. So maybe you don't like how that's all scrunched together. Now make sure you don't click this button because you'll lose everything. So I don't, in this instance, like that at all. Okay. And then let's go like this and click Save Template. And you can also see the preview right here. Okay. So we need to name this template. So this can be open, follow, nice. Oh, great meet. Did you have nice? From the agent to the contact. And again, this one could be you want it to run immediately. So we're going to click Save Changes, and it's going to drop it in that spot. So again, it's really easy to build this out. Now, you can add, I already showed you one way to add people to the campaign. Here is the other way. You can go to your contacts. You can segment your database to however you want. So this is not something I want to obviously send to everybody. What I can do though is, let's say everybody that I meet in an open house gets an open house hashtag. Now, in this case, you're going to add them to the campaign as you're adding them into your database because you just met them. But let's say it's a campaign that's a lot larger and it's going to go to specific people. Well, I can come here to filters and I can select a saved filter. I can come over here to contact details and hashtags. And I can look for a hashtag. Let's say it's buyer guide. So this is somebody who got my buyer guide. Okay, and nothing else. I'm going to do apply filters, and it's going to give me everybody. So there's only one person that I have that specific one for. Now, you can select all of them, and then under more actions, click add campaign. And then you can select whatever campaign you want to add them to. Now, I'm just going to do this one for now because I know it won't send them anything. If I click add to campaign, it takes it a minute to add everybody. But it will then essentially add them to the campaign. Okay, so if I click on this person, you can see right here that it added that campaign to them. So that's essentially a very quick rudimentary breakdown of smart campaigns, how to access them. There's the My Campaigns, there's the KVCore library that you can start with, or then there's templates then where you can create all of your own templates ahead of time to create whatever campaign you would like. So with that in mind, what I am going to do is, if you would like, I am super happy to go ahead and share with you the special code in order to get the home buyer education campaign. All you need to do is make sure, one, you subscribe to the channel, and then go ahead and text or email me that you want that, and I will get that sent to you. You can use it to edit it in whatever way you want. Thanks for tuning in to Leveraging Tech in Real Estate. Again, today we looked inside of KVCore and setting up smart campaigns to help automate your business, essentially hitting the easy button. I hope you have a great day. Again, subscribe, stay tuned so that you can get notified every time we drop a new training video.